this video again before I finish filing. Last time I did just like the first 40 lessons. Now I'm going to try to do the rest of the book. So before I finish filing, I want to do another video so this could be saved for future years. So I am doing Abeka second grade right now. I already did the kindergarten one and I also did preschool the same way with my hanging file folder. So here I went ahead and ripped out the rest of the pages in the book. So you have to pull these out one at a time and then stack them and put them in here. So I'm still working on the writing one. So what you do is you go in and just tear out the pages one by one. And I flip it over and put it on the side. So you're going to do that for the whole book. Once you kind of start on it, you kind of get faster, you get used to what you're supposed to do. So it doesn't take too long to finish all the books. So I'm going to get the rest of this one finished and then I'll show you the next steps. Okay, so I pulled out all the rest of the lessons. So it's up to lesson 170. So here what I'm left with, I'm going to leave these in here for now. It has, I guess for second grade, they're going to be doing a journal. So they're going to be working at that throughout the whole school year. So this one, I'm not going to file with each day. I'm going to keep this together. And also at the end, it has the tests. So for phonics and language, you get a separate book with the test. For writing, it comes in with all the writing papers. So these I'm going to leave in here. So these are all the tests for the whole year. So I'm going to leave that there. So now that you have all of the pages ripped out in all the books, is when you start filing. Okay, now what I wanted to show is what I do with my manual here. I like going in and color coding everything and highlighting and underlining what pages I'm going to need. There's just an extra step that I do to kind of keep the visual. So I like seeing the colors match up with the classes. So for example, I go in through the manual and then I choose a different color. So here's my little code here. So reading books, I'm going to do them in orange. Phonics and language is in light blue. Writing is in dark blue. Arithmetic, I do purple. Bible, I'm doing it like a light green. Art and like the history science, which is a part of the activity time, do those pink. Spelling is a dark green. I also highlight other things like the flashcards, I would do yellow. And then anything that the parent needs to do, I did those brown. I also went for the tests. I highlighted those. So the other ones, I underlined them. And then with the tests, I went and highlighted. So highlighting for tests, I did pink. The speed drills, which is for math, those don't get graded. But it's kind of like a daily work they have to do, so I did those purple. The reading pages for the reading circles, like the actual pages that they need to read that day, I do orange. And the homework for the reading, I do in blue. So blue is homework. Spelling, I went and did green. And then yellow, I kind of just did some of like a highlighting some of the important things. So these crayons, these are Crayola Highlighters. These are erasable. I went ahead and got erasable pens and highlighters just in case you make a mistake. Just go in and erase it. So these highlighters are erasable. So just to show you here in the back, so you highlight something, and let's say that you didn't do the right color. If you made a mistake, you use the other side and then just go over it and it would disappear. So I like having those. The same thing as these are the friction fine liners. I did the gel pens last year and those worked well throughout the year, but then some of them started to kind of drying out and it'll be hard to finish writing with those. So I went ahead and got the marker version of those, and these are also erasable. So here you can see that's like a marker, it's a fine marker, and then the tip here is erasable. So you just go ahead and erase. So I bought erasable ones and keep those in my teacher here. So the different highlighters, usually test and homework, and then I underline the classes and the work done. So for example here, you can see there's one page you can see the whole, almost of that page here. Okay, here page 11 you can see quite well. So I start off Bible, I highlight that or underline that on green. I underline the verse and what the lesson is. Phonics, I underline the class and the page numbers. Save words at the end, so I'll show you that at the end. The reading circle. I know my son, he's a great reader. He's been reading this whole summer, so I know I'm going to put him in the advanced group. So for second grade, the advanced group is the owls. So I go ahead and just underline the owls. Underline the book they're going to be doing, and then at the end here under procedures it tells you what pages they should be doing. So I went and highlighted the pages, so I could just come in and look at this and I see it highlighted. Writing, I will say okay which chart I need. I did that in yellow, underlined in dark blue the page number. Arithmetic is purple, so I underline the class, underline the page number. Here's speed drill. I know there's a speed drill that day. Continue with arithmetic. I underlined the worksheets for there. For spelling, I went ahead and underlined the page, and also when we needing a writing tablet, so writing paper is blue, dark blue. Reading again, here at the PM reading, they have homework, so the homework I highlighted in blue. So I can see, okay, this is the reading they're doing in class, and then there's the homework for later on. Here in brown here, you can see it says scrap paper. So this is something that they're going to need in the class. So that's something that I need to get prepared to provide. So I went in and highlighted that color. And then activity time here is pink. So I underlined in the book, and also I highlighted in yellow what page number. So sometimes they tell you that they're going to be doing a special page with the class, but towards the bottom here, under activity time history, it says what pages they'll be doing in class. So I like highlighting that so I can visually see what they're going to use. So I went ahead and highlighted lessons 41 to 50. So we're going to be week 9 and 10. So here, opening the video manual to the page we're on, lesson 41. We're going to open our folder. And then we're going to start pulling out papers. So here, Bible, there's no worksheets. So phonics and language, pages 81. What do we have here? We're going to pull it out, put it in here. We'll get to the seat work in a minute. Here, okay, reading, there's no papers. Writing, we're going to do pages 41. So here at the writing, we're going to pull that out. Arithmetic, pages 81 and 82. Just front and back. Spelling one, I leave that in the book, so we get that when we do the class. And then activity time is just history, so that's it for the classwork here. Moving on to lesson 42, we're going to do phonics, pages 83. Here we have a test. We're also going to do 83 in arithmetic. And then activities, also history, so it's just reading. Moving on to lesson 43, do 85 from phonics, 43 in writing, pages 86 in arithmetic, and then we have history. So next, lesson 44, pages 87 in phonics, 44 is in writing, we already have that one, 87 and 88 in arithmetic. And lesson 45, we have pages 89, 45 in writing, 89 and 90 in the arithmetic. And then Fridays, we usually have an art project. So this is the art project for Friday here. So now for seat work. Seat work for a lot of the papers is the other side. So if you look at the bottom, some other pages says classwork is pages 81. Turn it around, it says seat work, lesson 41. So a lot of the seat work you already have in here, but there are a few, like from the history and science book, that you don't. So you're gonna go back to the seat work. It's at the back of the manual. So looking at pages 41. Here it has AR, so it's the arithmetic, pages 81, which we already have in here, as well as the phonics. So just like I mentioned, number 2 here we have pages 82 in phonics, which is just the other side. We already have the writing also for seat work in here, and then we also have the writing, the arithmetic 82. So I went and color coded these as well with the same colors. So I'm always going to have already the writing, the arithmetic and the phonics in here. So I'm going to be looking at the pinks that I did here, or some extra writing sometimes we do. So here for lesson 42, so the next day, so I have the phonics and writing already. I have the arithmetic already. So here, the different paper that we need to add in here is from the history, science, and health, pages 28. 28 was the other side, so in the previous week we'll have that one there. Looking at the next one, we do have pages 29 on this one. So here it's going to be phonics. So for seat work, I'll go ahead and file that one in there. So that's it for this one. The next day, there's also the page 30, which is the one we already did right there. And then for the last one, I already have the arithmetic, I already have the phonics, and that's about it that you have to do there. So close this up, ready it, and then you're going to file it away. Now, in the last 9 weeks, 26 to 34 weeks. So I'm going to show you something else that to make a little bit faster pulling the sheets once you kind of get the hang of it and you know which papers are getting pulled, particularly in seat work. Instead of flipping back and looking at the seat work, you can also see, for example, here at the corner it says the lesson number and if it's seat work or if it's classwork. So this one's seat work for both of them. Sometimes you will get one that has classwork on one side and seat work on the other. So you can also just look at that to pull the pages. So instead of me, I'll look for them for art because sometimes there's 2 art projects and one there's an optional one. So here I have week 26, lesson 126 and week 26. Okay, so here we have 126. This one's 127, so there won't be a writing there. Here again we have 126, and this one's 128. So those are just the 2 pages I need for that. So now we're on 27. So I can see at the bottom here it says 127, 127, 127. That's it. I'm moving on to 128. This is 128. This one as well is 128. And now history and science, we have page 128 and 129. So in 129, we'll pull out all of these papers at the bottom, say 129. And now we're on 130. 130, 130, and then art project here for 130. So that's an easier way of getting all the papers needed for writing in history. Sometimes it would say seat work, so then we'll have to be looking at the manual, then go flipping back. But you can just also, once you get the hang of it, you know, these are the papers that are going to get used. Just look at the bottom there. So here we're going to do another week. So now we're on week number 27. So here we're going to start day 131, 131, 131, and this one's 132. So that's it for there. So here we have 132, 132. This one now is 132. Moving on to lesson 133. 133, 133. Now lesson 134. 134. 134. Let's see, this was 133, so just add that back there. And lesson 135. 135. 135. 135. And then the art project also says lesson 135. So just keep on doing this until you're finished, and that's basically it. So that's it with the folders, pulling out and then filing them where it goes. So now I'm going to show you, once you have your files done, what I do with a 3-ring binder. So I take the week, so here's week 1, and in a 3-ring binder, it's just the regular 1-inch, I go ahead and get 5 tabs. The ones I like using are the ones that have pockets on both sides, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I open this up. So here we know Monday's work is in the front. So I take that week's work and I put it in the pocket in the front. Flip it over, and for Tuesday, I do the same thing. Put the work in the Tuesday pocket. Turn it around. Wednesday goes in here. Next side here is Thursday. And then at the back we have Friday's work. So I do this to keep 1 week's worth of worksheets in a binder in case you need to go somewhere. You just take the binder. I don't have to be taking so many books. So this way that I file using the file folders and the binder, I feel keeps me organized for that whole week. Now what we do for that day's work, I just go in, put the papers out, and then give them to my son the order that you did the paper. So I keep the same order. So we do phonics. So here we have this phonics paper. And then if he has seat work, that's the other side here. This was another of the seat work papers. So I just give them to him. And then I'm going to see which page he'll get. Once he is finished with these work, he'll go to Monday. So that they are on, and we're going to put it at the back. Putting on the back means that that work is finished. So the front is, let me see, when we first get it, we get to take this out. When it's completed, it goes in the back. So you do that for the whole week. So all of these, the whole week when finished, will be in the back. So usually all of these are in the back at the end of the week. So sometimes I do it in the weekend, sometimes I check it like Friday. I check them off. I see if he finished them all. I give him a grade if anything needs to get graded. So once we're finished for the week, all of these would be in the back. So now what I do is I take at the end of the week, or sometimes the beginning of the week before we start the new week, I go in and take the file folder again, and just starting from the back, I take out the work. So I take this out, next day, so I'm working backwards. I do Friday, and I do Thursday, then let's do Wednesday, Tuesday, and Friday. And I did this to keep the work in order. So once I take that out, I go in and take the next week. So here I have week 2, and I'm going to go ahead and file this once again. So here's week 2. So let's say we finish week 1, so now we're going to move on to week 2. So you go ahead, do that at the beginning of the week, do this, or you could do that at the end of the week. You can choose which one works best for you. I'm going to go ahead and file this, and just makes it faster so we have the whole week finished. So then here's week 2 already set. Put away the folder for week 2. And then what you do with the completed work for week 1, I just go ahead and just place it to the front. I don't go back and organize it by Monday through Friday. Just put it in the front and file that away. So that is what I do with the binder system, as well as the hanging file folder, just to keep the week organized and all together. Also wanted to mention a little quickly what I do with the tests. The test, at least for 2nd grade, come arithmetic and phonics. The writing you'll find at the back of the writing one here. So I leave those in, just so I don't lose them, to kind of keep them all together. So in the hanging file folder with each manila folder, I do put an area for tests. So here I have one for phonics and language. I have one for writing, arithmetic, also for spelling tests, and then I also keep one for speed drills. Speed drills don't get graded, but I like keeping that all together in here. So the days that we do tests, I just go ahead and take the one for that day out of here, and then I'll file it in, read it, and then file it into the hanging file folder. So that's what I do with the tests. I do have an area that I put these in there. So there's that. What I do with the books that I don't rip out, which are the readers, those I put them in this little book bin. I'll put a link to this one as well. And then here are the other readers, the history, science, and health. So these stay in here. I'm also keeping together the reading comprehension. This is a new one for 2nd grade. And this one, basically you read a page and then you answer questions on the back. So I'm keeping that together. The spelling and poetry, also like keeping together because you refer back to it. In the middle here has all the poems. So I like keeping those in here. In the back you have the homework lists. So once again, I like keeping those together. And then as far as the spelling here, so here's the spelling list. So this is one spelling list, has 2 pages. So one page you would do one day, and then you skip the 2nd day, and then the 3rd day you would do this one. But I like keeping these together because sometimes here it says add a vowel to make a spelling word. So if I had filed this away, then I wouldn't be able to see the spelling list. So I like keeping this in here for that purpose, so you could just look over to the next page and be able to do this. So I like keeping this book intact. as well as the writing tablet. This is just blank pieces of paper. So as if I need one for the day, I just go ahead and rip this out at that time. So this is how I put the readers and the pages that did not get ripped out with the full file system here. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me, message me, write a comment. This is what I've been doing for the last, this is my third year doing it this way. So I've done preschool, K4, K5 first, and now second grade. I have 2 students this year. Actually, we'll have 3 since I'm going to start doing a little bit of preschool for my daughter. So this is a system that it does take a while to do. It takes a couple hours from beginning to end, ripping all the papers, filing. It probably takes about 3 or 4 hours, I would say. You do get faster if you practice it more the same day. If you do it like little pieces throughout the day, it might take you a little bit longer because you have to go and start ripping out the pages. But once you start ripping up pages, just try to finish the whole book. You know, you'll get a lot faster. So just kind of tear it a little bit in the front, in the top there, and then putting pressure on the spine here, you kind of pull it out. That's the easiest that I've seen to do this. I'm also going to post some links of file folders I got, the manillas, the binder, and the dividers, and a couple of other things, just like the pens I use as well, if you guys are interested in any of that. And then I'll do another video of the planner I'm making to kind of have an easier visual instead of using this one, which this has a lot more in-depth information, but once you get used to it, like this is my third year, I kind of already know the abbreviations and how everything works. So when I kind of get the hang of it, I'm going to do a little visual of what I've been working on. So yeah, this is how I do my organization with Abeka. This is second grade. Kindergarten I had already filed, so I couldn't show that. So I just wanted to show this before I finished having some videos so I can help a lot of new moms or someone who wants to be able to organize a little easier for the whole school year. So thank you.